Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob, and today I shall be attempting to take this made in China Volvo from shabby to shiny. This one is a little bit different. This is actually part of an unboxing video towards the end of this, and please do stick around. There are so many great castings that we kind of uncover and share, courtesy of our friend from Switzerland, Mr. Stephen Miller, who has furnished us with many unboxings. And of course, we thank Steve again, and massive appreciation there, mate. But yeah, going through that, there's going to be so many cars that will be coming up, but this one, it's one of these real cheap kind of 10 pence kind of cars, and I don't know, it had a certain charm to it, and I felt that, and perhaps we put too much time and attention into this one, but anyway, I enjoyed actually doing this. But we'll drill down the centre of the post, and there are two on this car, removing the flange and tapping the holes. But this is the little car in question. What Steve actually mentions in his letter is, there's a glaring obvious kind of mistake amongst these cars, and I believe it's this one that he's pointing out. It of course is a Volvo and has the 4 rings of Audi on the bonnet there, but of course a very lightweight, cheaper casting. But I honestly think when it's lined up amongst my other restorations and customizations, it does stick out. I don't know whether it sticks out in a good way, but change is sometimes a nice thing. But yeah, a little bit thin, the metal, and actually there's a little bit of a rollover post here holding in the window section. The wheels, I would say, are slightly smaller considering the size of the casting. The wheels are on the smaller side. The arches don't really allow me the normal kind of size wheels that I have. But actually, of course, I've got all different shapes and sizes of wheels, and now I do have a couple of slightly smaller scaled wheels that I've been struggling really to use, and actually were able to use today. But as you can see, the very minimalistic interior there built into the base. But yeah, I'm just going to take off that window before the foot-long hot dog jar, covered in boiling water, and then in comes a tablespoon of caustic soda. And would you believe, actually, for a cheaper casting, the paint really held on well. Not too sure what they use over in China, but it's pretty strong stuff. But I shall clean up the interior glass there. But the actual base, I'm going to wait for the caustic solution to kind of cool off before dunking it in, and remove all that chrome paint. As you can see here, probably all of 1 minute in the water was all that was needed. But yeah, we don't have 100% paint removal today, which is a bit of a shame. I would say the casting was in the caustic solution there for 20-25 minutes. Usually more than enough time for your average year Matchbox to remove all the paint. But like I say, this one done really well. I'm just going to polish up the boot section here as a little sample before getting on to the rest of this one. And there we are, we just make it like that all over before reaching for the black primer. Colour wise, didn't really know which way to go. I was thinking, do I go with a white, a black, a cream, a gold, a brown? But actually I don't think I'd painted a car blue for quite some time. And I remember a neighbour growing up, we're talking late 80s, early 90s, and I remember one of these old Volvos in a light blue colour. So I picked out something similar, and yeah, it is very similar to what I remember as a child. I'm going to paint the base up here black as well. And this is just the black primer, and I put a little bit of clear coat over this. I would normally use the pound shop or dollar store cans, but I've run out, so I need to make a trip, grab some supplies. We're in lockdown, so we're using what we have. But yeah, this I've had this paint for probably 18 months and it's still full up, so I don't think I've used it, or at least I've used very little of it. And that was another kind of push towards getting it used today. You know, this casting, like all of my castings, of course, other than the commission stuff that I do, is up for 2,000 likes, and it could be yours. I must admit, with this year, the numbers haven't been as much as what they were. Hopefully, you know, kind of getting back to a little bit more of a regular schedule as the world kind of gets back to normal. We can lift the views up again. The windscreen there, nice and shiny, and the base, and that set of wheels that I picked out. A little bit of detail in the front. You know, this is a rough casting. There's only so much we can do. But yeah, with some clear coat, I've added some strips on the side, painted in those rear lights. But as a little reminder of what this little Chinese casting looked like, this is the result. So yeah, around the front there, just a little bit of chrome in those headlights and the Volvo strip. Coming around the side here, that black in that side strip, I think just, you know, just kind of sets it off that little bit. That little set of wheels that, like I say, compared to a lot of the other castings that I have, a little bit on the smaller side, so they kind of found their way onto this one today. The rear lights there, not perfect, I must admit, and has actually prompted me to go and buy some paint pens today. Hopefully kind of try and get those little details a little bit sharper going forward. But for a cheap casting, I quite like this one. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it again, mate. Big thanks to my patrons, including Steve again. Thank you, mate. For everybody that's watched it, I appreciate you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, stick around now for the unboxing. Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage unboxing video. We have a package here. I know that it's Swiss Post, and it has to be our friend Steve Miller. And I've not been expecting this. I don't think I've seen Steve actually mentioned to me that something is on his way. I may have missed the message, because normally Steve lets me know, or maybe this one is just simply you know, just a lovely surprise. So anyway, one thing here that I've just noticed, we have 30 toy cars with a low value, so we know we're not going to get any issues with the UK taxis and all this kind of jazz. And we first of all have, is it all bagged up? Yeah, Steve, and I think everybody knows I enjoy not just the cars, but obviously any kind of local memorabilia, you know, so anything in this instance Swiss made, but you know, from America, like the kind of a local Americana. I love to see all that. But anyway, big bag, the big M for Matchbox Garage, I'm sure. Even down to the local kind of newspapers and little bits and pieces that I always enjoy to see. The first thing I see here is the Firebird. Of course, Steve owns a Firebird, a real one, and I've done a commission for him as a Firebird, and that as a new Hot Wheels, that is a little beauty, eh? How nice is that? Let's see whether I can. Oh, it's a shame, got a little bit of damage there, but a nice sticker. I guess you could say I collect stickers, perhaps, from your local, whatever it may be. But I, just to my left of me, you may have seen actually in my kind of, I guess, workshop tour, I have on one of my display cases, kind of where I collect or put all my stickers, and that'll be going on there shortly. So here, alright, okay, we have the old trucks there. They're pretty cool. Stephen might have actually done these himself. It looks like these are kind of made using perhaps green light alloy wheels there, the real thing. We've got the note here. Let's just push this back a bit. Oh, we've got another sticker. What's that say? Walter Racecraft, I think that says. Right, let's have a look at this note. I just want to make sure there's no address on here first. Okay. After reading about your second lockdown, I figured it was time for another package. Well, thank you very much, Steve. Since we'll be moving, in the spring, I'm tidying up my collection a bit to save space. In addition, I found a lot of cars in an auction. A few words about some special models. The truck with the M is a special edition of Switzerland. The M stands for Migros. Migros, I'm sure, is that something like a food? I'm sure anyway, one of the largest retailers in Switzerland. The bag at the bottom of the package is also from Migros. The pickup without wheels is a victim of a small conversion. See photo in the attachment. Green lights, full guy truck has the wrong wheels. I just had to correct that. So I think that's what that was there. So probably got the full guy's truck. There's two variations there, and I guess this is probably what come with the actual green light model. But if you look, and certainly I agree, this is no doubt then what Steve has put on, and certainly more reminiscent of the true car. So that's really cool. The C10 and the wrong wheels are left. You could certainly do more with it than what I can. Well, who knows? You know, I just play around in my evenings. You know, we better to do that than just sit in front of the telly, perhaps. But anyway, on the picture, the truck on the right is originally from Greenlight, and the one on the left is my fixed version. I use the '84 Firebird from Hot Wheels as a business card from. For my customers in the classic car sector. So what is that? I wonder what he means by that. So this is like uses that as a business card. I wonder then whether he kind of has a collection of these, and whenever he meets someone, he just gives them a Hot Wheels, and you know, maybe they remember him from that. But that's a good idea. Certainly little bit more interesting than just a car on its own. And finally, do you find the model with the embarrassing mistake? Stay healthy and make the most of this time. Kind regards, Steve. Thank you very much, Steve. Embarrassing mistake. Well, I shall try to have a look and see what you mean by that. But anyway, all very well packed. Lovely. With another set of wheels. So that's this is the wheel set that would have been on here. And the one thing I do see with Greenlight, if you have a look at that, look at the tyre. I do find regularly Greenlight tyres are just a bit off. I was talking to Danny with the same, and you know, he would certainly agree. You know, that tyre is good. So we've got another bit of a defect with that rim. Looks like that's kind of hit a curb, doesn't it? Yeah, and I wonder whether that's kind of put together. Yeah, of course, unfortunately, we are going to be running it too big for this particular casting, but that's a lovely casting. This is a CJ6 Jeep, and a casting that I'd done a long time ago now, but this one is in, you know, relatively good condition, and compared to the one I'd done, this is more of a showpiece. So just a plastic kind of moulded car there, which would be, or should be, or could be a Mercedes SLK, and the old made in China. What is that? A Thunderbird, I think. Is that like the first series of Thunderbird? I think this is a really out of scale, dodgy wannabe Mustang. This one, made in Macau, Mercedes-Benz 500 SEC. Actually, not too bad considering it's a cheaper casting. Got some Matchbox knockoff wheels there, but it's not too bad. Not too bad. A little bit off on the scale, but not too bad. We've got a pair of hovercraft there. I remember rightly, this is a Corgi, and it is an Alfa Romeo. Wrong. Totally wrong. What was I thinking of? The Matchbox Bertoni Runabout. I'm sure I've done one. Have I done one of these? Something tells me I have, or tells me that I wanted to. It's a real shame. There's just a bit of damage on that windscreen there. Maybe I can carve that down a little bit more, but what a huge bonnet. Certainly something would need to go back on there. That's a funky looking car. I think Danny would probably like that one. Oh, lovely. Voxel Cavalier, my second ever car. My second car? A third ever car. My first car was a Ford Fiesta, my second car a Ford Orion, and my third car a Voxel Cavalier. Although this is probably a European badged Opel, and so there. This is a GSI, but in the UK we would have called this the Voxel Cavalier. Throughout Europe it would probably have been the Opel Vectra. Eventually we took on the Vectra name on the later series of this car, but yeah, wonderful. That I have one of these and it's in really good condition. This one's in less good condition, so perhaps this is one that I can actually, you know, feel not so bad restoring or modifying, you know. Lovely Hot Wheels there, kind of a no name. It says a pony up, but one certainly my boys would like to play with. Oh wow, look at this. Now this is a made in China, but that's pretty charming. That it's a Volvo. Really funky looking, but I actually really like it, and it's kind of, oh hello, I may have spotted what Steve had mentioned in his, of course this is badged as an Audi, but of course look at that side view, that rear end, of course it's a Volvo, but it's got the four rings of Audi there, and I wonder whether that is what Steve mentions. Part of me wants to do something with that. I don't know. Comment down below if you'd like me to see, you know, do something with that. I don't know. I don't even know what I would do, to be honest. But yeah, pretty funky. Oh, this is pretty sweet. So nothing underneath there, but this is a Nissan 300ZX, 280ZX. Again, for a cheaper casting, it's got quite a charm to it, and I just think, you know, with a different set of wheels, they're not terrible wheels actually, but with another set of wheels, maybe we can make something of that. Wow, that's pretty funky. This is a Jaded, Hot Wheels Jaded, and again this is something that you know, of course I find this very interesting and I think it is super cool, but imagine if you are a 6-year-old boy, that's the car to play with, right? To me, this is the car. My children would look at this and look at me in disgust and think, why would you want to play with that one when you've got this one with flames and spoilers and all sorts? But there we go. This is, oh, this is made for McDonald's. It's just a Hot Wheels. It doesn't seem to be any name to it, but you could see these Hot Wheels made for McDonald's are certainly a kind of I guess a cheaper run and materials. There's no detail. It's just painted in basic white. No interior. Just a solid, but it's still interesting to see the difference, you know. And especially when you kind of look at this, of the quality, this feels beautiful. Does that not open? Looks like it's got an opening bonnet there, but it doesn't actually open. That's strange. But anyway, the 1969 Chevrolet K10, which is a green light. I've actually had a couple of green light models, and they are just, you know, wonderfully detailed, nice. They're slightly larger scale, real chunky, just wonderful. And then, you know, when you consider the quality of that, and then you consider the quality of the wheels that it come with, I don't know. Maybe I can do something with this. Take this off. Maybe looks like you can run the wheels in two different kind of configurations there, straight through the base and all the lifted kit. So made in China. This is, what does that say? I think that says MC Toy, I think. Porsche 911 Turbo, and again it's got some knockoff Matchbox wheels. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they'd used the Matchbox kind of prints really, and just knock that out themselves. But you know, it's not too bad. Not too bad. I've seen worse. The Ford RS200, you know, growing up, certainly one of my favourite cars, and I've not yet done one of these, and I think I may even have a decal set for one of these from Sideways King 75 or SK75 works. Check out, because I'm sure he's done one of these, Chris over there, and you know, he does some wonderful jobs, and this is right up his alley, this one. But yeah, growing up, the RS200, one of my favourite cars. Well, look at this beauty. The Ford Capri, Ford Capri, Corgi Juniors, whiz wheels, and that's a bummer. We've got a little crack in that windscreen there. But a, what do you call that? A Mark 1 Capri. I'm not too familiar with Capris. I never really enjoyed them growing up, but I do now as a mature adult. It's a little bit funky with the stance, certainly around the back. It's a little bit off. Looks like we're missing a tow hook there, but otherwise it looks like that was a fire chief's car. And yeah, maybe that could be resurrected. I think I've got one of these. Another China dodgy, probably late 1968, 1969 Ford Mustang. Oh, this is a beauty. This is the Ford 1969 Ford Torino, and have I done one of these? I think I might have done one of these a while ago now, as a commission, and it might be sitting stateside, but that is very cool. And then I really like this too, Corgi Juniors Mercedes-Benz Bus. You know what, all the, just a bit dirty, but otherwise all the window section seems to be intact. Maybe a different set of wheels, get some kind of decal on the side there. Matchbox Garage tours, something like that. I really do need to start getting into the decals and figuring how to do that, but that's very cool. We've got a couple of ambulances here. I've got a couple of these, and I must admit, the window sections are always broken. Obviously there's a lot here to get broken, so we've got a crack, unfortunately, although we do have the rear hatch, and like this one, that is a lot of the times missing. But yeah, this one is really damaged. Looks like it's been stepped on by poor old mum or dad. The stretcher fetcher, this one certainly been through the wars, but very cool nonetheless. It's a Maisto Mercedes-Benz. I wonder whether it was a pullback then. The old ML. I fancied one of these a little while ago, like this shape, but if I did get one now, I'd probably get the later one. Oh, look at this beast. What are they calling this? The Siku Desert Lion Siku Canyon. Okay, so it is by Siku, German brand of course, and they've actually got the details on here. So 285 PS, which is around 210 kilowatts. In the UK we use brake horsepower. My guess is that this is probably around 270 horsepower, 10 cylinder. It's an 8.5 litre engine. Wow. Of course is it the Hummer? The Humvee, used by the American military. I think Hummer went out of business a few years ago. I think you need to own an oil field in order to keep one running, I think. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's sweet. I nearly missed that. little pin there, a Trans Am. That's very cool. Where can I put that? I want to make sure I put that somewhere so that I ultimately don't lose it. But I'll find a home for that. And although I do have lots of cars here that I really enjoy, I think just in this last little bundle are probably two of my favourites, which I've not even looked at yet, but are these two, and I shall keep those there for just a moment. But here's something pretty funky. What is this? This is the NASA JPL Coltec. Fair enough, made in Malaysia. I don't even know where to start with that. A moon buggy perhaps? Maybe it goes to Mars. I read actually just the other day that I think China are sending up an unmanned craft to return some moon rock, the first time since the 1970s. I don't know. Pretty crazy. It's a lot of money just to study some rocks, but I guess, you know, we'll know a bit more about the moon and when it kind of was formed and why it was formed and how it was formed. You know, science is a wonderful thing, of course, but yeah, maybe my kids will have a go on that one. So a container vehicle here. Wow, that's so with the M on there, Matchbox. Oh, even better. So a Matchbox, is that the same? I don't know. But you know, I've mentioned before that in my day job I work in shipping, so seeing a 20-foot container, which that would be, is pretty cool. That, and especially with the doors intact, with the M on the side, coming with the truck. That's quite a little special one that I shall be keeping in my display cabinet, that one. And then, like I say, one of the last two, and certainly my favourites, although that's a shame, looks like a bit of damage on that one, but anyway, this one first. It's a majorette Peugeot 205 GTI, which I have owned in the past, and just a 1.6. They come in a 1.9 litre engine, and they're worth a lot of money today. But isn't that wonderful? It's one of those things where it's actually a bit of a shame that this is in such good condition, because I'd feel bad by stripping it down and repainting it, but at the same time something tells me, you know, get on with it, do it. I can't remember what colour was mine now. I can't even remember. It's escaped me what colour my own Peugeot 205 was. I've got pictures of it somewhere. But anyway, you know, the 205 for me, a lovely red 205 with the right wheels. That might be something coming up soon. And then, last but not least, you got the scowl's a bit odd, but of course the Siku. It's a Ford Escort GL, made in West Germany. Look at that. And again, you got the details on there. 4-cylinder, 1600cc, 58 kilowatts, 79 PS. So it's around a 70 horsepower car, I think. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That you got the, I'd like to say the opening hatch, but looks like, is that just dropped or what? I don't think, oh there you go. I don't think, oh look, looks like a tiny little bit of damage on the inside, just to kind of keep that up. No, it won't close. But yeah, Mark III Escort this would be, and it looks like, I'll have to do a bit of research, but it looks like something is missing on the sides there, a bit of a gap. There's kind of like a weird lump on the front there. So, I'm assuming it should have a bumper that will go all the way around there. that we're missing. Maybe we can try and replicate that, but with a different set of wheels. Paint job's not terrible. But anyway, Steve, thank you so very much. This is a great collection, and there's going to be so many cars here that, you know, in the future you will see. You certainly made a good job of that one, mate. I agree with you there. Those wheels were not right, and what you put on there is certainly just like the real thing. Do you know what? I'm kind of torn really between, you know, replicating my third car back when I was 18 years old, so almost 20 years ago, and kind of doing maybe this crazy Volvo, but have I got any wheels to fit it? The wheel arches seem so small. You know, this one, even, you know, this one. Steve, you're keeping me busy, mate. Thank you, mate. Right, I'm going to do something different. I think I might give this little car a go, especially the fact that it claims to be an Audi. I hope I got it right, the one that you mentioned, Steve. Let's see what kind of crazy thing we can do with this. Anyway, for everybody else that's watched, I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all soon.